Hello, gamers and entrepreneurs. It is your boy, the Negro Knight 918. It's like, nah, you already know it's your boy, Simpson 918. As you can see, we back on the road again, on our way to work again. But you know, y'all, today is a different day. Today's a different day because you know what? It's Saturday, and we get to we're off for 2 days after this, and we only working a 7-hour shift, so we get to do what we got to do and go the fuck home. So I'm happy to, I woke up this morning and I was like, let's run it. Like Logic says, let's fucking run it. Let's get this shit done, and that way I can, we can chill. But yo, I wanted to make this video because look, I was thinking about it the other day, right? And see, you got to make a decision. I'm trying to think what I should title this video. Let's see. Because at work, there are people at work that literally live for work. Like, they live, like, work is their life. Like, you'll ask them what they want to do in life or what, like, their plan is, and they'll say work. Like, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to name this video? I'm going to name it, how do you define freedom? That's what I'm going to name it. Because it was an interesting conversation I was having with my trainer, right? So where I'm going right now, I have to actually drive an hour away, which sucks ass. My original trainer that I was with was only 20 minutes away from me, so I was able to sleep in a lot more, and I was able to get there obviously a lot quicker. Now it's like over an hour away, and I gotta take the Beltway a little bit to get to where this new trainer is, because like I said, my other trainer's on vacations, and like, of course, each person is in a different area. So I'm with a new trainer, and we're just talking, and I'm, just getting to know him and everything. After we shake hands, and like, I'm helping him do his stuff and everything. And interesting conversation we have. And I'm just like, I'm asking him like, oh, so what do you want to do? Like, what's your plan after this job? Like, what are you trying to, do and everything? Or, what's your goal or everything? And he was like, then he just asked me, he was like, what's yours? And I was like, freedom. It's like, freedom. Like, complete, there's a fucking cop. I'm about to get pulled over. I'm going to jail. I'm going to get shot. False alarm, I'm not going to get shot. He asked me, he was like, and then I was like, freedom. Like, that's my objective, is to be free. Like, my objective is to, like, no longer, like, have to work. Not have to work in the sense of, like, ever having to put in any work in anything I do. Obviously, that's bullshit. But, like, just not having to work a traditional 9-to-5, a job that I don't want to work at. And I was like, how do you define freedom? And he was like, let me know, y'all, what y'all think, but I think this way is completely fucked up. I don't know if this makes sense or not. I guess it really depends on who you're talking to, but he was like, oh, well, I've already got 45 years in this company. I mean, not 45 years. I've only got like 20 years in this company. He's 45. And, he was like, I might as well just work here another 10 years and everything like that. And, so I can get my 401k. I got my 401k and my pension from another job that I worked a couple years at. And now I'm going to get my 401k and pension from this job. And then I'm probably going to downsize. I'm going to get I'm going to sell my house and get a smaller house. And then I'm just going to go work at, maybe like a Walmart or a Safeway as a cashier. And then there you go. I'm chilling. I don't need that job, and I'm just bringing in extra money. That's my freedom. And of course I didn't say this, but I was looking around like, what the fuck? I was thinking in my head, how's that freedom? Like, that makes no sense. Like, how is that freedom, like, at all? Like he's still going to work. Like, even if I could understand the 401k and pension plan, which if you expect the government to take care of you, or you expect to have your job forever, there's a whole different conversation for a whole different video. But, like, I could understand that, but it's like, and downsizing and everything, like he said, he doesn't need much. He was telling me he doesn't need like materialistic things like that. But I mean, shit, still working? Like, hell, like, and like when he asked me, I was like, my goal is to get away from here. Like, I know I probably shouldn't have told him this, because like, he's like a try-hard, super try-hard worker. And I was like, my goal is to get away from here. Like, freedom for me is not working like at a 9-to-5. Freedom for me is being able to wake up happy because I'm working on something I love doing, like making these YouTube videos or, streaming to Twitch. and things like that, making, passive income from investments that I've, invested in, and, just living my life on my terms. Like, that's my goal, to get away from, this traditional job. Like, I would never want to go back. I told him straight up. He gave me like a weird look, because I guess it's like weird to, old generation. So I was like, yo, like, if I would like to wake up tomorrow and like I had $1 million, which I will have, but like not tomorrow probably, but if I were to wake up tomorrow and just have $1 million in my bank account, the very first thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna downsize anything, and I'm not going to like continue working another, like a side job. Like, no, I would never work another 9-to-5 job again, like, ever. That's just me though. So I wanted to make this video, y'all, to ask y'all the important question: how do you define freedom? What do you consider freedom? Like, what do you consider I've made it? When can you take your big inhale and big exhale and say, I finally did it? You've accomplished what you want. I feel like that's what everybody wants. It's not money that people want, but it's the freedom that money brings. That's like the very first priority on everybody's list. Everybody I've talked to, obviously. Of course, the materialistic things. Some people want cars, and some people want a house, and, private jet, and, things like that. But, whatever your goal is, let me know, and let me know how you define freedom. And another thing too, a side note, like, you have to switch your mindset. Like, you have to switch your mindset from an employee mindset to a entrepreneurial mindset, because he's worked there so long, and he told me that he sent his daughter actually to, oh, that bitch just ran a red light. Motherfucker just ran a red light, dog. All right, y'all. I didn't see nothing though. But now, what happened is that when you think about it, he's so conditioned, and he was working there for so long. He told me that he sent his daughter off to like some private school, right? So he sent his daughter off to some fancy private school in Florida because she wanted to be I think it was a psychiatrist and an archaeologist, and she also wanted to work with animals and stuff like that. And he told me, oh, my time is over, man. I don't give a damn how much the private school costs, because my daughter was worrying about that. I just told her to focus on her dream, because you only get one opportunity and everything. If my time is over, man, I'm just going to work my time's over. I'm just going to work these last 20, 30 years, and then that'll be it. And I was like, yo, you're 45. And see, like, that's where his mindset is, unfortunately. And a lot of people are like that, because their work is their life. Like, I consider work a part of my day. Like, I don't consider my day officially started until after I get off of work. Like, work is just a part of my day. Like, you can tell, because in conversations with other people, like, he'll be in conversations with other customers or like other employees, and the only thing he'll talk about is work. Like, he'll sit there and talk, like, he can talk for hours. He talked for a whole hour one time to another employee about, why the trucks were delivering late, and why this manager was saying this to him, and why this was happening on the phone, and this, that, and the third, and everything. And he said, when I was like, what do you do when you get home? And he was like, oh no. And like, of course, like, none of the employees that are working at this job, everything they talk about is football, which is not a bad thing. It's okay to have hobbies, obviously, but you're not going to hear any of them talk about investing. You're not going to hear them talk about anything about real estate or stocks. You're not going to hear them talk about anything about how making passive income or escaping this job or even leveling up to a better job. The only thing they talk about is the job itself and football. That's it. He said even when he gets home from work, the very first thing he's thinking about when he gets home from work is if he did a good job at work. And then he sometimes even drives back to work just to see if he did a good job or not. And I was like, yo, like, I told him straight up. And like, he kind of gave me like a weird look. I think he might have been a little bit salty. I was like, yo, work is an extension of my day. Like, work just happens to be there. Because like, he wanted me to work a couple hours. I got to end the video soon because I'm reaching the time limit shit. But he wanted me to work a couple hours, right? He was like, how long you work? It was yesterday. He was like, how long did you work? And I was like, about 7 hours, because he had went to a different place and I was in the same area. And he was like, because he came back, because he was like, all right, you do this and I do that. I'll come back to you. And he came back to me. He was like 7 hours. I work 7 hours. And he was like, okay, that's not bad. I mean, if you want to, you could always go help somebody else on a different route and, work a couple more hours. And I was like, what the fuck you mean work a couple more hours? Like, bro, I'm done. I was like, what you optional? I said, my option is going home. And then that's when I told him, I was like, yo, work is just a part of my day. Like, my day doesn't start until I get off work. Like, that's when I consider my real day starts. I'm like, okay, let me wake up, get this bullshit over with, go to work, make the money, to pay my bills, and then I can work on the things that will matter in the long term, in the future, when I get home. That's when my day starts. But like I said, y'all, let me know in the comments below, what do you consider freedom? And I will catch y'all later. The Negro Knight 918 out.